I am at Noisebridge and I am going to make a video about the theory of the leadership. And holy cow, this is progressing really fast by leaps and bounds. It's going really well. So basically, I went to a rave last Saturday, I think, and I did some Molly at this rave, and it was a really wonderful experience. I actually ended up sitting in a corner for about 3 hours writing because I just had a huge continuous burst of inspiration for 3 hours. It was amazing. I had a lot of really good insights. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about here. The first thing is that I'm calling it liquid leadership. This is the idea is that essentially you can continuously break the ice with the people around you. This is what leadership is its trajectory alignment. But usually what that looks like in practice is finding the common thread. There's an intersection of commonality between you and the people around you, an intersection of common interest. And so it's usually like you watching people around you to see where their interest is. And usually it's like where their attention is, very strong correlation between where their attention is and where their interest is. And so especially whenever their interest falls on, you can engage with it. And that is usually the hook, the moment where you can casually and immediately simply fall into a leadership role with someone and make it easier for them to be around you. So the purpose of leadership is to make it easier for people to be around you. And the way that you do that is by taking the initiative. You have to take the initiative. You can't offer leadership as a choice. Hey, do you want me to lead you? You have to take the initiative. You have to assert. You have to take the lead. You have to take control. Because what you are doing when you are offering leadership is you are sacrificing your effort to make their way easier. And so the sacrifice comes in the risk of not knowing if they will accept your offer of leadership or not. You can initiate something and they don't have to follow you. In fact, that nobody ever has to follow you. And also leadership isn't really about direction so much as it is just you paving the way for someone else. When you initiate leadership for someone else, they don't have to say yes. In fact, they can even negotiate with you if they want to move in a different direction. The direction, it doesn't matter so much as the fact that you are doing the work for them to follow after you. And I think that leadership is one of the most scalable dynamics that exists almost ever. It's just insane. So that's the first thing, is that this liquid leadership idea is that you can casually and continuously do this with the people around you. Anytime someone around you has interest that falls on you, you can engage with that interest. And the reason I call it liquid is just because you can do it continuously all the time. It's extremely flexible. And I don't know, I feel like maybe I won't use that terminology always, but I like it for now. And then the next thing is that I had this realization that I think the Molly produces a mindset that is quantifiable. And so I don't think that you need Molly to act like you are on Molly. In fact, or even to experience the same kinds of things that you would experience on Molly. Maybe with the exception of the physical pleasure, the compassion, the pro-socialness, and the desire for everyone to love everyone. All those things I think are literally just a mindset. And I think that you can navigate to that mindset without needing to do the drug, and I think that mindset is actually a useful part of Molly, not so much like the physical pleasure. There's other drugs that produce physical pleasure, I think, even in similar quantities, but the real potency of Molly is in the compassion and the heart forwardness and the desire for everyone to love everyone. That's really powerful. And I think, so something that I'm narrowing in on is that I think that a compassionate mindset is the natural starting place for a lot of leadership actions. And so it's like this. So I think that the liquid leadership is the most flexible and potent way to do leadership, period. And if you have a compassionate mindset, it naturally puts you in a place where you can lead the easiest all the time. And so I think the Molly mindset is critical to being a powerful person. Compassion is critical to being a powerful person, because the more you have compassion, the easier it is to fall into this liquid leadership, and that is an incredibly powerful thing. I'm also thinking a lot about how my theory about the practical optimism has a flaw in that it only really works in the long term. It's a medium and long term thing. In the short term, I don't really feel like it applies, because the short term is It doesn't work on that time scale. But I think this liquid leadership thing does actually work on that time scale. And so I think there might be an application here for this liquid leadership thing in the ability to have hope and optimism in the short term. I was really happy with how this is going. Last week when I went to that rave, one of the things I said when I came away with it was that I think that as long as there are people around, you have the potential to lead. And if you have the potential to lead, then there's always hope in the short term. But now I think it might be more accurate to say, as long as you have compassion, there is potential to lead and therefore hope in the short term. Compassion begets hope, which is crazy. That's like, I love it because it's so pure and good. It's really difficult to arrive at a bad place with this starting point. And also it produces so much power. I feel like it's really like an exponentially growing sort of dynamic. I can't wait to explore this more. Another thing that happened was that I had this realization that on the Molly, I was thinking a lot of thoughts about hosting events and inviting people to do things with me, creating environments for intimacy. And it all sounded like a really good idea on the Molly. And then later on, when I wasn't on the Molly, I was thinking about how all of those things I thought on the Molly were probably too much. I was starting to have more, quote, reasonable thoughts. And then I navigated back to that with the mindset, what if I'm thinking about this in terms of compassion? And then suddenly it made sense again. And I was like, whoa, there's a serious and powerful transformation to the way that things make sense when you're thinking with compassion first. And I don't know what that is. I really want to figure that out though, because I feel like this is insanely potent. This is a really powerful thing. I can't wait to substantiate this and see what this actually means. It definitely feels like there's not just hope when you have compassion, but also you have more pleasure. And also you have the pleasure that you have is also sweeter. I don't know, it's crazy. I'm working on it.